Seen the chaotic aftermath. The Monkees' rehearsal descends into chaos when Davy suddenly bursts through the studio doors, leading the Fab Four in tow. Mike blinks in disbelief. "Bloody heck," he mutters. "You've got to be kidding me." Scene a proper British invasion. Davy strolls into the studio with 4 Liverpool lads trailing behind him like he's leading a parade. "Surprise!" He beams, arms flung wide, as if this were perfectly normal. "Brought some mates round for a proper jam session." Mike slowly lowers his guitar, staring at John Lennon, now lounging on Mickey's drum throne like he owns it. "Right." He pinches the bridge of his nose. "Davy, I swear to God, if you've turned our rehearsal into a..." Paul cheerfully interrupts by strumming the opening riff of Daydream Believer in the wrong key. George yawns and steals banana from his lunchbox without breaking eye contact. And John? Oh, John's already scribbling absurd new lyrics on Mike's carefully typed set list. Why don't we just set the drums on fire? Tambourine trots in proudly with a chewed-up Beatles wig in his mouth. Where did he even get that? Cue Mickey falling off his stool laughing as utter musical anarchy erupts. Post-credits scene. A bewildered studio exec peers through the control room glass. Are they all drunk or just geniuses? The sound engineer shrugs and hits record anyway. Seeing the chaotic collaboration, Mike tries and fails to take control of the situation. He gapes, half laughing despite himself. "This is insane!" "Bloody hell, Davy. Did you take us all on a tour of the record shop's finest hallucinogens?" Seen the recording studio showdown. The air in the studio is electric, half music, half madness. Mike stands frozen mid-rant, mouth open as John Lennon casually plucks his hat off and flips it onto Tambourine's head like a tiny crown. "There," John declares. "Now your dog's the stylish one." Mickey wheezes from behind the drums, tears in his eyes. "Mikey, buddy, I think we've been out-monkeyed by actual Beatles." Davy grins like Christmas came early and grabs a spare tambourine off the floor. When did that get there? He tosses it to Paul with a wink. "Fancy a duet?" Paul catches it without looking. Already harmonizing on "I'm a Believer" like he wrote it himself, which, let's be honest, he might as well have. George strums along absent-mindedly while flipping through Peter's comic book collection stacked beside an amp. Every so often he hums approvingly at an issue of Thor. Meanwhile, Peter himself? Oh, Peter just shrugs amiably and hands John another banana with zero explanation. John takes 2 bites, then uses it as slide for his guitar solo. Cue sound engineer muttering into his headset, "God help me, but this is gold." A frazzled intern bursts into exec office holding coffee and chaos notes. "Sir, they just turned Last Train to Clarksville into a skiffle punk fusion." The exec pauses, then slowly reaches for whiskey instead of paperwork. Seeing the chaos crystallizes into genius, Mike finally throws his hands up. "All right, fine," and grabs his 12-string. "If you can't beat 'em, outplay 'em. But if we're doing this, we're doing it properly." He kicks a pedal, and suddenly the room is vibrating with jangly psychedelic reverb that makes George's head snap up from Thor 127. John grins like a wolf spotting prey. "Now you're talking." He chucks the banana peel over his shoulder. It lands perfectly in Peter's open lunchbox, and lunges for the nearest microphone. What follows isn't just a jam session. It's history rewriting itself in real time. Mickey and Ringo... Wait, when did Ringo get here? Locked into a drum battle that sends sticks flying like confetti. Paul and Davy trading falsetto runs on She Loves You. But with Monkees' lyrics about tambourine theft. George quietly teaching Peter sitar chords on a Fender Strat. Somehow it works. The control booth is pandemonium. Engineers are hugging each other. Interns are openly weeping at the mixing board. Somewhere an executive is screaming, "Sign this right now," into 3 phones at once while throwing money at the glass. And through it all, Tambourine howls along in perfect pitch from atop John's abandoned amp throne. Post-credits revelation. Newspaper headline next morning. Beatles and Monkees secret session. Sparks riot at record plants worldwide. Stores report all tambourines sold out. Underneath, a blurry photo of Davy mid-backflip wearing Ringo's drumsticks as antennae.